slips off White's hand, and it goes right to Timmy. Now here he is. The great thing about that, the big guy stops. He stops and he makes the great pass to Jalen Suggs, who finds a Yayi underneath. But lots of times the big guy will get it and he'll commit a charge.
Casper with a 3. And they go inside.
All right, we should be good. Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bernie here. You are hearing, of course, the NCAA tournament in the background. You know, kind of want to say welcome in, tune in. We're going to be live watching this Gonzaga game against USC. Of course, no one expected USC or UCLA, who will be the later game tonight. No one expected these teams to even make it this far, but, you know, so far it's looking like Gonzaga has taken control over the turnovers. The Mobley brothers have not been able to get themselves in this game so far, and the role players also have not really done their thing. Gotten the stolen to Yayi with the great steal to Jalen Suggs, who's going to finish around the rim. Should be an and one, but it is what it is. And I believe coach is going to call timeout, and we're going to see how this is going to work. We got Mobley into it with the head coach right now. Obviously not the older Mobley brother, but the younger one, I believe. So we'll see how this game goes, man. This game is going to be fun to watch. I do expect Gonzaga with the blowout, though. So we will watch no matter what. But just letting you know that it's probably going to be a blowout, in my opinion. So tune in, sit back, relax, kick back, and let's enjoy the show. And before we do, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new. I want to apologize to everybody that I have not been here in a minute, dealing with some things right now, and I do appreciate everybody's patience and willingness to kind of continue to support me, even though you know, we're going through some stuff right now. But it is what it is, and we'll get better at it, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. I'm gonna get a Discord going, see if anybody wants to join on the Discord. Let's see here. Just getting some people, see if anybody's interested in doing a live stream with me. And again, guys, you know, Gonzaga right now is on a roll. They've kind of shown throughout the whole year that they have been able to just basically create a lot of havoc, create some turnovers. But what I really appreciate about the Gonzaga Bulldogs is the offense that they run. It's something spectacular, it's something amazing. And, you know, we see here that it's going to be basically the Zags start as Flames. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Gonzaga fan, you are definitely loving this. And, you know, with Mobley in foul trouble, you could potentially see some situations at hand. But we'll see how it goes. Oh, hold up.
Oh, I don't know if I can be I'm going to mute your stream because I can't follow along because I think it's delayed.
Yeah. Just you can just mute it. And we'll just if you want to talk on here, you're more than what's the right word?
What a start.
I know. I'm surprised. You know, I kind of expected this, to be honest with you, PM. Like, Gonzaga, USC is a nice story. I think the Pac-12 is a nice story, but at the end of the day, Gonzaga is just too much of a powerhouse at this point. And they just have such a well-balanced team. And like I said, like the Mobley brothers, that's basically all they got, and then that's really it.
That's why he called that timeout. I think he probably told his guys, "Hey, stop throwing the ball to the guys in the white shirts."
2 minutes in.
Hey, Supreme Gamer, how you doing, man? I know it's been a minute, so hopefully everything's going well with you, man. Ooh, a nice little, just kind of a delayed press, okay. Okay.
Their first 3 opponents, but this is another animal in Gonzaga.
But they're doing a great job keeping pressure on the ball with their switches. USC really wants to go inside, but Gonzaga's making it difficult.
White takes it in, and
Evan Mobley with the nice rebound. Oh, shoot.
The top high school recruit in the, look at down, Ayayi. hit hard and down, and you can see with 17:34 to play in the first.
What's up, Supreme? I'm not sure if there's going to be an upset today. I mean, the only possible one I could see, Supreme Gamer, would be UCLA, just because of the fact that the star point guard for Michigan is out. That's the only way I could see an upset in this game, or in these two games. USC, as good as I think Evan Mobley is, I just don't think that he is good enough to carry a team on his own. Like, I don't think even the role players on this team are very good. But I do think that UCLA could be one.
As he was going up, Ayayi is a junior from France, where he starred in FIBA. And this past season, he was a first-team All-West Coast Conference player.
Oh, did he chip his tooth?
All-America. And Danny is one of the best. That's why he was in there. He's one of the best.
I hope he didn't just chip his tooth.
Yeah, he is. He's checking his teeth, Kevin. So not so much a blow to the nose as to the mouth and the cheek. And you just hope he's okay.
And like they do in football, and of course we just take it for granted that it's only in football.
So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, UCLA has been kind of an interesting story. You know, Supreme Gamer, Oral Roberts was a fun story. I wish they would have been able to make it just one more step further, and that's kind of sad in my opinion, because it's like I said, you know, Oral Roberts had such a great story. They have honestly, I think, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. So, you know, it is disappointing to see that Oral Roberts couldn't knock down that last shot. But hey, it's a good story.
Season long.
See here, a lot of switching.
And Timmy double and squirts right through.
Yeah, see, the one thing that I think they could take advantage, let's see if...
The freshman, boy, is he good. He's out of the Minneapolis area. The tip-up won't go. Evan Mobley has the rebound.
See.
And the Trojans the other way.
Boy, a lot of opportunities for Gonzaga that time.
Edey has got Timmy on him. And Kispert watches Peterson.
That's the double. That should be a foul.
Freshman Mobley had it knocked away that time by Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see like where the kids from Oral Roberts go. Like, I'm wondering if they'll, you know, get some sort of recognition, or they'll get something out of it. You know, hopefully one of them gets drafted. I think Admas might, you know, I feel like he could have a really good career.
Evan Mobley got it inside and pounded there. First of all, it was Nemhard, and then Watson.
Well, Watson's going to pick up the foul, and that is really a tough opportunity for Watson to try to play defense against Mobley. He's standing in the middle of the lane. They just throw the ball up to him. How do you defend that?
SC's brought in Agbanpenko, and inside they go with a nice little lay-in there by Isaiah Mosley.
Kevin, that's what we talked about.
We got the Mobley brothers going at it right now.
One of the Mobley brothers. And the other one's going to find some area inside.
And Timmy into Evan Mobley.
See, this is where Gonzaga could get in trouble. I know that Timmy wants to score, man. I know. You know, it's awesome. You know, he just scored against Evan Mobley, but man, you cannot challenge Evan Mobley too many times. I don't think that's necessarily the right offense and the right approach. I understand that, you know, USC is running a type of zone, and I understand that, you know, Evan Mobley or Timmy's, they're basically just betting that they're gonna basically play that Timmy is gonna beat them. And I'm not sure if that's really necessarily the right thing. And, you know, you got the role players or USC trying to do too much. Nemhard with a great finish there.
Boy, Kevin, they can really score in traffic, in transition. That was not an easy shot. USC wants to
DM, are you back yet?
You've got to be careful. Kevin, something happened to one of the referees.
He collapsed.
He collapsed.
What?
And the athletic training staff will race over from both teams, both
Holy crap.
and check them out. There are doctors, certainly, and there are all kinds of medical facilities here at every tournament game.
This is insane.
The stretcher is being taken on the floor, as you can see.
Kevin, that's Bert Smith.
It is. Bert Smith is in his second Elite Eight. As they attend to him, we step aside in Indianapolis.
I don't think there was a replay of what just happened there, but we just saw, if you guys were watching with me, we did see the collapse of a ref. And it was just, it's kind of sudden. Looks like he was talking to the medical staff. I'll look on Twitter to see what's going on. But it's just kind of one of those things where he just collapsed.
I don't know why.
So we will be checking that out. I'm just going to check on Twitter really quick and just make sure that there's nothing there. Let's see. Here's what's up, PM? Oh, yeah, the Supreme Gamer. The ref just instantly collapsed. I'm not sure, I'm not sure if it's a heart attack or what happened there, but he just instantly fell down, and they had to take a step aside, and we'll see kind of the situation at hand of what's going on. I mean, I don't, the game will be drastically different if they're playing with only two refs.
Training staffs for both teams are out there right now, and I'm assuming there are doctors in that vicinity. The down official is Bert Smith. He was not hit. He was not involved in the play. He was off to the side in the corner and collapsed. And so we have had the stoppage of play with 15:44 to go here in Indianapolis. And we will step aside again as they continue to take a look at the downed official here in the Elite Eight on TBS.
Oh, are you there, PM?
I can see that your mic is activating, and mine is too, but for some reason I just can't.
Let me...
Can you try leaving the channel and coming back?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Nope. All right. I need to mess around with this.
What about now? Can you hear me now? No.
A little more.
Let's see here. Oh, that's why. Okay. I think it should be good now. Input. But yeah, Supreme Gamer, just to get back to you, the ref did collapse, and it was kind of a scary moment to see what was going on there. So hopefully everything is okay with him, and we'll see how the rest of the situation goes. Can you hear me now, PM? No, I don't think. Okay. Okay, they're still on commercial break, so we'll see what happens. But definitely not what you wanted to get started with for the NCAA tournament. Like I said, hopefully the ref is okay. We'll figure out more as the situation unfolds. But as of right now, the game is being paused, and we'll see if anything will continue to go on as we kind of wait to know what's going on for the official.
Been an official for many years in the National Football League and in college basketball. And Gene, obviously, this is an upsetting time.
So it looks like they did get a replacement ref. There is another ref in here. So they will be with three refs this game.
Is a very dear friend of mine, as most of these officials are as well. Our thoughts and prayers are out to him. Back onto the
so luckily, Supreme Gamer, they did just grab another ref. So that's good. I'm glad that he was able to get the help he needs. So we do have a ref in here to replace him. And we'll see how he feels after this. I'm assuming it's one of the refs for the Elite Eight game, the other one for the UCLA game, or maybe they grabbed someone from the other games. But luckily, they can continue with three refs. I'm glad that there's a ref in there, and just kind of can jump in.
Timmy now with 5. Ethan Henderson. Anderson puts it down low. And Evan Mobley can't get it for
So Evan Mobley just couldn't finish over Drew Timmy. Wow, Drew Timme has got the confidence of I don't even know who. I've never seen this much confidence in.
Anderson on top to Edie.
Well, Suggs just got hit in the thigh, Kevin.
He did. You're
Jalen
right.
Suggs got that dead leg right there.
Another turnover. Another steal by Timme.
Oh my God.
Couldn't stop him. And Timme has got 9 points already for Gonzaga.
Oh my
Another
God.
timeout for the Trojans. Clock at 14:27. Turnovers. Hurting SC. Great conversion at the other end by Gonzaga.
Wow.
What should we do with it first?
That is definitely an insane thing right there. I don't know if you guys just watched that. Let me pull it up on Twitter because that was just an insane Euro step by Drew Timme. I mean, let's see. Hopefully, it's on Twitter, and just kind of show you kind of what we saw there. I'm not sure if they just showed it or not. Latest. Oh, I was hoping that they would show me the video, but man, it is the mustache may be the ugliest thing in the game, but that was an amazing Euro step. I ain't gonna front with you. That was an amazing move, especially on the Mobley brother. You know how we kind of said that the Mobley brothers was going to be kind of the biggest X factor for this team, and we're seeing right now that USC doesn't really have the role players to keep up with the other role players for Gonzaga. I mean, you see Gonzaga's role players at the current moment. I mean, we look at the stats line for those guys and just kind of how the game is being played right now. Drew Timme, like I said, the offense is being played through him right now just because the way that the defense is set up for USC, that's kind of the way that it's going. And right now they're making him pay. I mean, they can't get a stop on Drew Timme. Kispert has yet to shoot, has yet to make a bucket. Nembhard has 2 points. The guy, he has 4 points. Suggs has 2 points. Meanwhile, on the USC side, it is just nothing. Like, you get 2 points from the Mobley brothers, and that's it. Like, that's all that is scored right now for USC. Again, there was so much time to get into this game, but they're going to have to figure out a way to get the role players going for USC, because if they don't figure something out, this is going to be a very easy and basically, a game that's going to go pretty quickly to the other team if they don't get something done in this manner. So, we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we see some sort of scenario and situations where, we get something going. But again, it is one of those things that you look at and you hope to see, whether or not they could do something about it. I mean, this is going to be, like I said, a very interesting scenario to kind of see and figure out what they're going to be able to do for the USC Trojans.
Timme has the last 8 points for Gonzaga.
Kevin, the SC defenders are really reluctant to double team Timme because he's such a good passer.
Oh.
And he's, as you say, he's scoring at will.
SC coming into this one plus 64 points.
Yeah, Timme is a beast, man. Like, I think Timme could potentially make the NBA. I think, like, as a more evolutionized, like, Plumlee brother, I could see that happening. But again, it's not to discredit him. But man, it is just.
With NCAA March Madness Live, watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today.
And free throw shooting is not a strength of the Trojans, Kevin.
They get to the line a lot, Dan. They just can't hit, can they?
Well, they hit two there, and they needed it.
Sure did.
So we'll see what happens here. Again,
now they got to dig in a little bit defensively.
we'll see defensively how they can do. I mean, like I said, they're trying to get Timme for the most part. They're trying to get him involved. They're trying to make Timme beat him. Good finish by Suggs right there.
Ushering in another 2 for Gonzaga.
And that's Timme setting the screen and rolling to the basket, drawing so much attention that a guy with the athletic ability of Suggs is able to get in there and score.
Anderson has to get on the floor and
Goodness.
save it, and he's got it once again. Even Anderson, a sophomore from Los Angeles and Fairfax High School, down the lane hard that time. Defended on the play by the defense of Anton Watson. With a whistle and a foul inside at the 12:22 mark of the first half.
Timme sets the screen and goes to the basket, and then there's another screen inside by Watson that keeps Evan Mobley away. Boy, Kevin, it's like they're shooting nothing but layups. Some of them are contested, some of them aren't. That foul was called against Isaiah Mosley for pushing underneath the basket, trying to get Mobley, trying to get the offensive rebound.
Bulldogs beat Norfolk State by 43. Gonzaga beat Oklahoma in the second round by 16. They took care of Creighton by 18 in the Sweet 16 on Sunday. Isaiah Mobley picked up that last foul. Andrew Nembhard on top. Somebody thought about three. Evan Mobley there on a spin to the big man. Another one.
Oh my God, dude.
Drew Timme.
Kevin, if he's going to shoot the three, you stand back and let him do it. He faked the three, and Mobley went out to him, and he was able to drive right around. We talked about his skill set. He's not explosive, but he is sneaky when he can get in there.
New player now is Chavez Goodwin, who takes it up and off.
Wow. This is becoming a murder.
Suggs got the ball. The other way they go, and that's a foul as Gonzaga works it in. Well, Timme has been terrific.
This is becoming a murder right now.
Anderson will pick up the foul. Danny's doing it every which way. He is 6 of 9 in the start so far.
And every which way about describes it. Kevin, look at this basket.
Like I said, Drew Timme is that dude, and I've said this to my friends who are Gonzaga friends. I will say this to you. Like, Drew Timme is a guy that you want on your team, but if you're playing against him, he's that dude you punch in the face, man. Every team has that guy. I mean, it's what gets you. You need an instigator on your team. You know, whether it's the small antics of, kind of showing that someone's too little, or showing off the muscles. But man, like I said, Drew Timme, great player. Definitely, like I said, a guy you punch in the face if he's not on your team, man. Like he just has that Draymond Green level of like irritance right now. Drew Timme is just kind of on a different level right now. But again, the good thing about Gonzaga, like I said, they're getting their points and their buckets from their role players. I mean, right now, Drew Timme has 13. Jalen Suggs only has 4 points, which is, very little compared to what he usually scores. Kispert has yet to make a bucket. So that has to tell you something that Gonzaga is loaded this year. I mean, this is the year that they're gonna have to win it, because I don't see another year where they can't win it. Like this to me is like their best chance that they've ever had. And again, Drew Timme is showing out right now, especially against USC. And like I said, USC is really trying to get them to be the bucket getters. They're really trying to get that team to score the baskets, and not really using the other guys. Like Kispert has yet to score anything. Drew Timme is kind of doing all the heavy lifting right now, and we'll see if Kispert and Jalen Suggs can kind of pick at the dead carcass of the USC Trojans right now, because it is looking pretty grim right now for the Trojans, in my opinion. Let's see here. There we go. I'm there for the day, be there for the night. Okay, cool. We are live. Perfect. Just want to make sure that we are. Make sure this is muted. PM, are you there finally? PM.
I could hear you for a second, and now I can't.
Can you not hear me now?
Now I can hear you talking.
Smith taken off the floor. Gene Steratore joins us. Gene, an update?
Let me try it.
Yes, Kevin, quick update on Bert Smith. He was feeling lightheaded on the court and fell. He's being attended to by trainers in the locker room. He is stable. What they will do now is Tony Chiazza, who is scheduled to be the standby alternate for the second game this evening, will now move up and be the standby alternate for this game and the second game through the remainder of the year.
Terrific, Gene. Thanks for the update.
Got Jalen with the Let's Go Zags. See, Jalen, I told you they'd cover the spread. I don't know why you were worried about Gonzaga not covering the spread.
And Edey to Peterson and back to Edey, and they break that pressure. Tried to at least. Looked like they were going to go by and the grad transfer. Peterson hemmed in. Isaiah
See
Mobley
here.
on the wing. Inside is Goodwin. The defense here by Watson. Up and off and down. Nice play by
Again, still, even though they're down 15, don't count out USC too much, but at the same time,
I don't understand why I can hear you sometimes,
That
and
prevents
other
Gonzaga
times
from getting out in
can't.
transition, and it
I
allows
can
them to
see
set this zone defense.
can you hear me now, PM?
Joel Ayayi outside
Out.
three. Nemhart with a rebound
That's his work.
inside by Drew Peterson. Transfer from Rice, where he was a starter. Isaiah Mobley. Off. He's been hitting the three-point shot too. Nice offensive rebound by White. Back out to Peterson.
Can you hear me now, PM?
Goodwin can't get it. Goodwin's going to pick up the foul. He was climbing on the back of Jalen Suggs.
Kevin, USC doesn't rely as heavily on the three-point basket as some other teams
That's
do,
definitely not
but
it.
they have done a very nice job shooting the three in this tournament. They had a couple of open looks there that just didn't go down.
26 consecutive wins for Gonzaga by double digits. It's an NCAA record with ease inside Suggs. And
Can you hear me now, PM?
stands out, Dan, as much as anything, the ease with which Gonzaga is scoring.
Kevin, they're shooting layups.
Little spinner there. Edie. Taj Edie.
See if USC can make some sort of an attempt to come back.
Southeast Missouri State puts it up and in for the Trojans for two right there.
Kevin, USC has used the zone defense very effectively in this tournament, but now they have got to go and play man-to-man because they need to put more pressure on Gonzaga.
Kispert missed another shot.
So miss there by Kispert, and the other way they come with Edie. Defense of Nemhard is on him. Peterson.
Seems like they're doing a lot of switching here for Gonzaga.
And this is Isaiah Mobley.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not sure if they're going to switch 1 through 5, but
He's on the bench right now. Peterson tries to penetrate. Shot clock at 7. Goodwin with the spin. Watson knocks it away. And here comes Suggs.
What a pass.
Nemhard. It was a great pass.
wow, Jalen Suggs with a beautiful pass right there, man. It is,
For the Trojans,
it's looking good, man. If you're a Gonzaga fan, you should be celebrating right now.
As well they should, but their defense has been
See if they can,
today.
see if USC can come back a little bit. They're really hard, they're really denying hard that first pass, and
They almost get another turnover. They do.
And they did. Watson reels it.
Jesus.
Nemhard at the other end. White will defend. With the rebound hauled in by Edie.
USC cannot buy a bucket right now.
Isaiah Mobley.
Now you need to push.
Peterson on the three. Got it. Drew Peterson puts it in. The junior from Libertyville, Illinois.
That's just
All
what the
right.
doctor ordered, Kevin.
They needed that 3, man. USC, if they're going to stay in this game, they really needed that 3, and it looks like they're going to get some. They're going to try and get some more people in there.
Nemhard, beautiful pocket picks inside.
Wow, Nemhard just missed an easy layup right there.
With Edie taking it the other way. Second team all.
Again, if they can get it to a 10-point game in these next couple baskets.
On the fly, lets one float. Watson is there with a shove and a foul.
Yayi with the foul.
We have a look at the tournament summary right here.
Okay, we'll see what goes on here.
UCLA in the Elite Eight. UCLA will play the Wolverines of Michigan right after this one. Baylor working on Arkansas with the win, going to their first Final Four since 1950, and the Cougars of Houston with a win over Oregon State from the Pac-12, and going to the Final Four for the first time since 1984. Evan Mobley is back in.
So 2 Texas teams already in the Final Four.
Yep. Edie pulls up. Kispert's got the ball. Watson on the other end. Kispert with a 3. Missed it all, but a nice rebound is collected inside.
PM, can you hear me?
Kispert again, another 3. White got him, and that's a foul. Isaiah White was crossing him in the corner. With a foul called in 7:48 to play in the first half. Drew Timme has put in 13.
Oh, think he might have
Turnovers
left.
by the Trojans. A sizable lead for number 1 seed Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, when you look at Gonzaga, when you look at the whole situation that's going on, it's you can kind of see that right now USC is really getting up. They're getting a lot of pressure, and you can see by the way that Gonzaga is playing that they're really putting their foots on them right now, and you can see how that pressure is really affecting Gonzaga at this point, or sorry, USC at this point. Like I said, Evan Mobley hasn't really done too much. He was, he has 6 points, but hasn't really been an effective player. His other brother not doing too much either, and really hasn't gotten anything from anybody else. It just seems like it's just been kind of a slow struggle for them. Meanwhile, Jalen Suggs is getting off to a good start with 8 points and 5 assists at this point. Drew Timme with 13 and showing off the guns. And then, of course, you have Yayi, who got hurt at the beginning, but is starting to come back now. Nemhart missed an easy layup. But I do think that this team is doing really well right now. The one thing that's concerning me right now is a little bit is Corey Kispert. Kispert not really giving you too much in this game, so we'll see what he's able to do. Alrighty, let's see here really quick. Make sure we're good to go on the live stream. Okay. Let's see here. Get back in there. All right, we are live there. We are live here. No, we're not live here yet. Okay, perfect. We're live there. But yeah, definitely the start you wanted, Jalen. I mean, 29-15 right now. It's looking pretty good for you guys. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, there's still a lot of game left. College basketball is a funny sport like that, where even though it may feel like it's an insurmountable lead, there's still time to come back from it. But I do have my doubts with this USC team because, again, if they don't have the Mobley brothers really going off, and the other, the role players just don't, like, if those guys aren't getting doubled, which allows the other role players to kind of do their thing, it's going to be a tough situation to follow. So, we'll see what happens here. We got Godzilla versus Kong. That movie's coming out, I guess. Not trying to be a shameless plug for HBO Max, but
with 4 weeks of blockbuster martial arts events. Every Wednesday night starting April 7th at
see how the rest of this situation goes. On TNT live.
On top, 29-15.
We got Drew Timme with the ugliest stash in the world, but he's killing it right now. Like I said, this is the dude that you would find in like the 1970s. Like, he took a time capsule and honestly went back in time. Can Kispert get his points?
And if you're the USC Trojans, you've had a very
Tell
good
me.
start to the game.
PM, can you hear me?
You're down by 15. And a very good free throw shooter's
I had to
got 2
switch
more. But I think what you need to do is you need to try to get it as close to 10 points at halftime as possible. Just
What's going on, PM? How you feeling about the game so far? You loving it?
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful start to the game. It's going really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect start.
Double, yeah, we're basically doubled their points, and they're struggling just utterly, terribly on offense right now.
Yeah, I think their role players are trying to do too much. Like, we know the Mobley brothers are basically their offense, and right now they're just turning over the ball.
Yeah, it seems that they don't really have another strategy besides trying to get the ball down to Mobley, but they're not being too creative with how they get the ball to them. I would think that they would run some pick and rolls and maybe give it to him at the top, let him take our bigs off the dribble, but it just doesn't seem like they
referees are going to call that foul all the time. You can get on the
can
floor,
manufacture anything right now.
Yeah, it's I mean, like I said, there's still plenty of time, but again, I'm worried about Gonzaga or USC right now because they just cannot.
Dang. I almost feel that that's not really a foul, but they have to call it just because
of the steal.
Yeah, like, he definitely picked it clean, but just cut by virtue of being on top of him.
Are you a fan or not a fan of Drew Timme's mustache? That's the biggest question for me.
Big fan.
Okay, you're a big fan of it.
How can you hate the Wade Goodman look?
Wade Goodman.
Nobody makes him bleed his own blood.
Oh, man, this is
slows everything down, and then just good position defense.
You put these.
A little hook shot over top.
Suggs with a 3.
Oh my lord.
Minnesota's Mr. Football is a quarterback. Mr. Minnesota
Put that
basketball.
away.
That sport, McDonald's All-America. I mean,
Man, you're really behind. You watching like a illegal stream, or where are you watching this?
On YouTube TV, man, they're usually pretty reliable.
YouTube TV is like about a minute behind. It looks like from your reactions.
I'm at 6:45 right now.
Yeah, we're already almost at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah.
Kevin, and that's the danger when you play man-to-man against Gonzaga. They are such great cutters and passers. You have to put
Oh, we could put this game
so
away
can't see those
by
guys.
halftime if we keep playing the way we do.
You keep playing the way you do, and USC plays the way they do right now. It's like they're not really creating anything for anybody. I know they're just trying to get it to Mobley and pray something happens, but they're gonna need their other guys to make some plays. I know that's not their style, that's not their gimmick, but you're gonna see here.
Oh wow! I feel like if you're a true fan of basketball, you gotta love watching the Zags play. That's an incredible pass.
Just classic, and there's not enough pressure on Timmy. You got to get up.
Yeah, Kisper hasn't been having a great game.
Yeah,
I feel like he does all the other things well enough to where even if he's not on shooting.
Southern California working with
Jalen Suggs did that. Oh my lord. Mark Few is probably fuming at that shot. He would hate anyone if they took that shot besides Jalen Suggs. Jesus, if he hit that, that would have been a 24-point lead. The other thing is that I think that we're getting Mobley out of the paint with Timmy coming up to the elbow free throw line, and they just don't have anyone else that can really defend as well as he can.
Yeah, USC looks like, and I said this at the beginning of the stream, PM, like USC is really trying to get their, they're really trying to get Drew Timmy to beat you guys and not really the other players. Suggs has gotten his buckets, but they'll live with that, but I don't think they're going to live with like Kisper and kind of a Yai doing their thing. So, that's why Drew Timmy's kind of gotten the bulk of the offense so far. But, it's starting to turn around a little bit. I won't spoil it, but it's looking like it's going to turn around just a little bit for them. But, as we get this game going into commercial break, right now, Gonzaga is in control of this game. They've shown throughout this whole tournament, this whole series, like what they're capable of. And right now, USC needs to find some people, and luckily they have been so far. So we'll see if this can continue for the Bulldogs. But we see that the Bulldogs at the beginning were pressing a lot. They were trying to get them to hurry up, and as soon as they got over half court, you saw a lot of trapping on their end and just kind of delayed the inevitable to get them up the court. And as soon as you get them on the sideline, you're trapping right there. And you saw, a lot of the USC mistakes coming from there, and also just from trying to make plays that aren't there. So we'll see how, like I said, USC responds. Right now we're in a media timeout, or I think maybe Mark Few took that timeout because, they only have a 13-point lead after being up by so much. So we'll see what happens here. Like I said, this will be a fun game to watch. So hopefully you guys are in the comment section commenting on what's going on and letting us know what you guys think of the game. Are you guys impressed with the way that Gonzaga has been playing, or are you kind of disappointed?
Was that a question directed at me?
For which thing?
Oh, I thought you were just asking me a question. I was just searching for something on Twitter that I was looking for. A good picture.
Yeah. The only thing I was just gonna say, what is your, do you think that Drew Timmy is an NBA prospect at all?
I feel like he's one of the guys like Corey Kispert, where I feel like he should end up staying 3-4 years, but it's not that he's not ready. I just feel like he could get better. He could definitely benefit if he just stays longer and develops more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if he's gonna go to the NBA, he's gotta get a 3-point shot. I feel like that's not really it's not really something he can go to the NBA without and be successful with. I mean, I think he's smaller than Kaminsky was. I'm sure. I feel like Kaminsky was definitely bigger than he was, but I mean, I feel like Kaminsky was probably a better shooter back then than he was now. But
Getting the ball inside. Here's Timmy. We were talking about him. He gets it in there, and he's just able to maneuver. Finds the open man.
Just kind of showing right now some Drew Timmy highlights of him kind of making some great plays, making some great passes, and like I said, you see here that the middle has been wide open. They're trying to make sure that Gonzaga doesn't hit the three-point shot, but right now Gonzaga is 1 of 6 from 3, with that one being from Jalen Suggs. So they're definitely kind of trying to force them to play them inside and make them beat them inside and not beat them outside. And that's the reason why I believe USC is still in this game, in my opinion, is because they're not allowing the three-point shot.
Yeah, if they're letting Gonzaga hit 3 in this game, it would probably be a 30-point game at this point. Yeah, so it looks like Kaminsky is definitely taller. Kaminsky is 7 foot. Timmy's, what is this, around 6'10". Timmy definitely shoots a higher percentage from the floor, but Kaminsky shot about 5% better from 3. So Timmy's about 31%. Kaminsky's at 36.9 for his career in college. I mean, it's not like Kaminsky hasn't been successful in the NBA, but as far as like, NBA prospects, I feel like he definitely wants someone more kind of in the hybrid model of the big. If you're not going to have that for him, because he's not going to be able to play a stretch 4 unless he has a shot, obviously. But he doesn't have the athleticism I think you would probably want either. Because I mean, if you look at the Gonzaga bigs like Brandon Clark, or even like Rui's kind of a 3-4 hybrid, but I mean, I don't think that Timmy could guard Brandon Clark very effectively at all. And I mean, once you go to the NBA, everyone in the NBA is an athlete. So
yeah,
I feel like if we ended up winning it, I could see him declaring just because like it's high of winning the championship. Things can't get much better. But I think if he wanted to improve his NBA prospects, I think that coming back to school for at least another year, working on athleticism and shot would definitely benefit him. But then we have a conundrum because we might have a ton of bigs.
Yeah, it'll be big heavy. I mean, you'll probably go back to the Euro ball screen set that you guys have been running the last couple of years. I mean, unless they...
Depends on, kind of what recruits end up coming in. If we actually end up getting Chet, that would change, obviously, a lot. Because I think we're also rumored to be in for the UNC bid that declared to...
Portal? The transfer portal?
Walker. I think it's Walker. His last name's Walker.
Yeah. What's kind of interesting is now they're trying to get Jalen Suggs into the middle now, and that Drew Timmy kind of chilling the X, which is kind of an interesting look. Trying to take advantage of Suggs' ability to score around the rim. Looks like they won't call that hook, but it is what it is. We move.
And then he makes his move. And he just picked up his second foul.
Ooh, Drew Timmy, 2 fouls.
Who was the Pac-12 conference player?
He'll probably end up sitting the rest of the game, or rest of the half.
Here's the other end. Everybody's afraid to come to him because of his passing ability, and so we said he was a really good ball handler, and he not only handles the ball well, he uses his body well, but maybe that's the best way to defend him, Kevin. Get him in foul trouble, put him on the bench.
So at the free throw line is freshman Evan Mobley, who is, as we said, the conference player of the year in the Pac-12, the defensive player of the year, the freshman of the year. The last player that got that trifecta was Anthony Davis at Kentucky. Only those 2 unbelievably delicious Coca-Cola flavors. tastes just as good courtside.
See if Mobley can kind of make this easier game.
Evan Mobley 7 times was the Pac-12 freshman of the year in the Pac-12, and that was a conference record.
Kevin and the Mobley brothers have 19 of the 28 SC points.
Cook the other way for Gonzaga.
Bernie, what ended up happening to that ref? Did he just collapse from?
Yeah, I think he's just overheated or something like that, and they took him to the bag. He's feeling lightheaded, so nothing too luckily he's fine. He just obviously won't rep for the rest of this game. So good news to kind of update, and thank you for saying that, because I kind of spaced on it.
Yeah, I didn't see what I was messing around with my audio stuff. But I just saw like someone else. I saw like people got Gonzaga people surrounding me. I was like, oh my gosh, did somebody get hurt? And I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I think that they were talking about how he was in the back, and I think he was conscious. So.
And Isaiah Mobley. Kisper there. Trudging into the paint right here. Peterson with a spinner.
Jeez, what a finish.
2 more right there. Dana, what do you have?
Kevin, you were talking about Andrew Nembhard, and one of the things that Mike Wright at Florida, when we talked to him when he was a freshman, said it was his strength and how tough he could be on the floor. When we obviously talked with Mark Few, he noticed the same thing down low.
Kisper got it right there.
Kisper getting a little bit on the board right now.
Notice it. He is tough, and he does set up his players so well. Works in the team frame. Certainly a different scheme. Edie will take it. Beats a couple defenders. Dancing on the wing over Suggs, a triple. Wright couldn't snare it, but Cook does. Here comes the senior. He'll drive inside, whistle, foul on the play.
Kevin, you were just talking about Nembhard, and
not
even
bad.
though Cook was able to get that rebound, it was Nembhard who created the opportunity for him to do so, battling inside against Isaiah Mobley.
So, Dan, we began the game talking about the historic numbers that Gonzaga is shooting with in 2-point territory tonight. 17 to 28, 61% for the season, 64.
So they're having an off night, is what you're
Still
saying?
here.
By a little bit. Here at the free throw line is 4.0 student Aaron Cook. When it rolls on in, the Big Red Balls are back. Join John Cena and Nicole Byer. They host a brand new episode of Wipeout on TBS. Don't miss the all-new season on a whole new network. Special presentation tonight after NCAA coverage. Gonzaga has won 116 in a row, by the way, when taking a 10-plus point lead into halftime. And you can see with a half minute to go, by 19.
This pressure on the ball, Kevin, I think has been a real key in this game defensively.
Peterson trying to find someone open. Outside they go. Ben Craig has come in for Gonzaga. Scooping up right there. No good by Isaiah White. Out of bounds, and the Trojans will get it. The shot clock and the game clock the same at 12.3. There's a look at the freshman from the state of Oregon, who was the Oregon High School Player of the Year, Ben Gregg.
Oh, wow. Ben Gregg's in the game.
Beyond the ball in the inbound by Anderson.
Ben Gregg is in the game?
Ben Gregg's in the game.
Wow.
Suggs on it. Much
No
smaller.
way, boys. Anthony, did you see that?
Yeah, why?
High school senior getting in. I think probably because they think. I think that they just want a dude come in, like be athletic, and just challenge Mobley as best they can. And that's definitely not Ballo. But this is wild.
Man.
Cook.
Like I said, Drew Timmy, the dude you want on your team, but when he's not on your team, he's the dude you want to punch in the face, man. Definitely.
Because of the mustache celebration.
It's Suggs on Mobley.
It's the Suggs on Mobley crime. Should that be more like a team?
Behind me?
I'm a little behind, but it's okay.
No, I'm already into halftime.
Oh my gosh.
Me too.
They're saying the WCC ain't enough competition. We're going into the Elite 8 game with a 19-point lead.
Yeah, now the question becomes, can you beat the mighty... No, who do you guys face first? You'd face...
We'd face Michigan or whoever Michigan or UCLA.
Can you beat the mighty UCLA?
We face Michigan.
You're not worried? You don't think?
I don't think UCLA got a shot.
You think the
I
story?
think UCLA has a shot. I'm a Johnny Juzang believer as well as Tommy Jaquez.
I would rather play UCLA, but I don't know.
I'm actually fine with whoever we play. I just kind of want to see UCLA win just because I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I've watched them a ton too, and honestly, their team is awesome.
I've hardly watched them play. I'm just making a judgment based on the Pac-12.
They got two minorities. They got two minorities rocking out for them. Johnny Juzang, I assume he's got to be part Asian.
Oh yeah.
And then they have another light-skinned guy who I think he might be like Spanish or Hispanic or something, but his name is Jaime Jaquez. No, Jaime Jaquez Jr.
The Spaniard.
For whatever reason, the Pac-12 has like really diverse teams. Like they've got a bunch of dudes with Latino last names, like
because everybody's leaving for like the Kentuckys and Dukes, and you got probably more likely now going to go to Gonzaga than stay at the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 is so because the Pac-12 is so booty cheeks at recruiting both football and basketball. Like it's kind of crazy to me that like with the amount of people that actually live in California that they can't keep some of these kids to stay in the state. They have to most of them just leave.
It's like one of the best states to live in, and they can't convince them to stay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things where you wonder, what does the Pac-12 have to do to keep these kids in conference, or keep them in the state, or even just in the Pac-12 itself? Because, like I said, most of these kids, they're leaving to go play like in the Big East or go out to the East Coast, maybe go to Texas. Like they're going to other places. And so it's a very interesting.
Or the WCC.
Or the WCC to go play for San Francisco and try to revitalize the career of what Bill Russell did back in the day.
Yeah.
What do you make of the game, Anthony?
They got more chips. They got more chips than Gonzaga does.
That's facts.
Yeah. What were you saying?
No, I was saying, what do you think of the game so far? You going to be in cruise control, get your feet up in the air, and just kind of chill?
Definitely not, but I'm way more relaxed than I thought I was going to be at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, right now they just can't seem. Nobody on USC's side seems to be able to score besides the Mobley brothers and maybe some of the other guys. Like one guy's 2 for 7, Eddie or Adi.
That white dude hit a couple jumpers, but at the first 10 minutes they didn't play an offensive possession. It felt like. Or at least the first 5, they definitely didn't play an offensive possession. They turned the ball over like 7 times in a row.
Yeah, I think what they tried to do is that as soon as they realized they couldn't get it to Mobley, they tried to do too many things at once. They tried to attack themselves, and with Gonzaga's help side defense, they're able to just kind of they're not going out to the shooter right away. They understand that USC doesn't really have those kind of role players. In my opinion, I don't think they do. And you can just kind of see that they're just reaching in there, grabbing the balls, and just kind of that's why they got like how many steals they get in that first kind of half, right?
6,
it was
I think,
6.
Or 5. Yeah.
So it was like, I mean, it's easy pickings, and we're gonna say Anthony.
It was looking like a WCC Farm League game in the first 5 minutes.
It was, sure. And you'll
worse. So I can't think of a game that we had a better start this year than that, like when we went up, whatever it was, when they had like 4 points for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the Pac-12 has been a very disappointing league. We can say whatever we want about their magical run in the tournament, but the thing that's important to remember is that like the games that really matter is obviously the championship game, and there's just so many of them that are in front, and we can call the WCC a Farmers League, we can call it whatever we want, but at the end of the day, like we talked about, me and PM and many others, and even our group chat that we talked about, there's a reason why the Gonzaga Bulldogs are planning games outside of their conference. So there's a reason why they're playing the West Virginias and the Baylors, is because they understand that those are the teams they're probably most likely going to face. And so, I think we could say, well, we're going back to the Pac-12, but we know that the Pac-12 is just not nearly as competitive as it once was. And we kind of talked about and alluded to it at the beginning, right? It was the fact that a lot of these kids are just not staying in state. Like Evan Mobley's a rarity. And I'm not even sure if he's from California.
Here, I'll find out.
Let's see here. Oh, he is. He's from Temecula, California. So he is from the city. So, that's kind of one of those guys you finally kept in the state. But again, it's a rarity these days.
Well, and then nobody, because the Pac-12 has been so shit at recruiting and stuff, and just not been good historically the last few years. None of the other power conference teams want to schedule games against them, like to up the strength of their schedule. They want to. They would rather play Gonzaga than any of those teams.
Exactly,
and that's to Gonzaga's benefit.
Yeah, no one wants to play for these Pac-12 teams. If we look at some of the kids like Jalen Green, a kid from California, he decided to go play in the G League. Kaminga from the Congo went pro, that's fine. But like guys like Brandon Boston Jr. from Sierra Canyon, Zaire Williams, Sierra Canyon, those guys. The only one that really stayed is Zaire.
Yeah.
But again,
I was gonna see how many Pac-12 teams are in like the top 25 for strength of schedule.
It'll probably be very
not that
very
the Zags
few.
are, but that's sort of a product of just being in the WCC.
Yeah, but the thing is too that you guys actually do go out and play the top tier teams. It's not like you kind of rest your laurels and just kind of play the San Franciscos and the Portland States and all those other schools and just kind of call it a day. Like you actually go out and face it, because I think your coach realized. I think the coaches realized, like, look, the only way that we're actually going to win this game is actually by scheduling these Big 12 schools and the schools that we most likely think will win the championship.
Right, and that's been like Mark Few's philosophy his entire career, is like, and back, when he first took over, when the Zags first started making the tournament, it like was more like we want to play these teams so that we can grow the program, and now it's like we want to play these teams so that we can be ready to win the tournament come tournament time.
Exactly. And it's leading to a lot of benefits. If you do play these teams, more kids are going to see, oh shoot, Gonzaga's always playing in March and always up there in terms of how far they get in the tournament. And then you get guys like Chet Holmgren, who is still up in the air about what he's going to do, but you're more likely to get him to commit than anything else. And if he does commit, I think that'll be like your highest rated prospect ever. I think you guys have one now.
If we got
Salas, baby,
the number one, if we got the number one recruit, that's as good as it can get.
I know. Well, Hunter Salas narrowly beats out Jalen Suggs for our highest recruit ever.
Was Suggs like 16 and Salas was 15?
Yeah, I think it was one ranking difference or something.
Yeah, I watched some of his highlights. He's an interesting, he's like 6'5". He's like pretty tall. He's got some long arms.
Lanky dude, yeah.
It's pretty wild though, the fact that we're gonna lose Suggs and then we're gonna bring in another 5-star dude. It's just
it's not the Gonzaga that we're used to. We've evolved.
Yeah, it used to be a big deal when we got like Wiltshire from Kentucky, or we were like worried about, I think it was Alex Poitras or whatever.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, that'd be so awesome if we got him. Now we're like ranking top 20 recruits, and if we get Chet, that would be unbelievable.
I feel like us getting high rated.
I can't even follow them anymore. Like I feel like I used to be able to watch like every big recruit we go after.
Oh no.
And then now I can't even, I just see that they commit. Like I didn't even really know much about Salas.
No, I didn't know anything about him until it popped up.
No, Hunter Salas.
Because that was what I was going to bring up.
Silas Nelson.
Yeah,
I love Silas.
Gonzaga is definitely they're kind of evolving into kind of turning into themselves like a Duke or a Carolina, but more specifically a Duke because probably back then Duke was kind of in a similar situation, and we're kind of seeing the modern day kind of Duke-esque type of school in Gonzaga develop.
Yeah.
Fucking ACC style program we run now. For sure.
My question will be like, if you guys do decide to stay in the WCC, does that trickle down to the other schools maybe potentially
I think
playing
it already
there?
has. I think it already has.
Baylor would be the best matchup for sure.
For a championship.
Yeah. I feel like that's
storybook ending.
I feel if we ended up facing Baylor I feel like that'd be the matchup everyone wanted, number one. Number two, it would be like the only team that I would consider to be like close to Gonzaga's level, to where it'd be like, this is a game. Like this is truly like, tip off, and like whoever wins this game will be kind of like a deserved champion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Not that the underdogs don't deserve it, but like,
we're not. It's not like we're gonna be like, oh, we play UCLA next round. Like, oh, wonder who's gonna win that. Like, Michigan maybe, but I still feel like we'd be favored by Michigan by like solid amount of points, like maybe 5 to 6 or 7.
What was Michigan's final record?
Because he's from Longview, which is like my mom's hometown.
Talking about Longview, Washington.
Yeah, Ben is saying that Rem went to, or he grew up in Longview, where his mom grew up.
Oh, I didn't know Ben's mom was from the smelliest town in Washington.
Smelliest town in Washington.
Smells like a paper mill.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Coach Rem, and I think that they're
so funny about strength of schedule. USC and us are right next to each other. USC was 29th, we're 30th for strength of schedule.
Interesting.
And they're the highest strength Pac-12 team, but then following them is a bunch of Pac-12 teams like UCLA. So they're 29, we're 30. UCLA is 32. Colorado's 34, Oregon's 38. So and then Oregon State 47, Stanford 52, Utah 54, Arizona State 56. It's funny, Washington 58, Arizona 59. Damn. That's crazy, that bunching. It's because they're all playing each other.
Yeah, pretty much. So what's that, Pete? Do it for Adam Morrison. Gonzaga's got to do it for Adam Morrison, man. Adam Morrison.
Oh my God. If we got to play UCLA too next round, that would really be doing it for Adam Morrison, man.
I know that's so you better hope that UCLA wins so you can get that revenge game.
Maybe I do now.
Get that revenge
now I'm
game.
pulling for him hard. Get that sweet redemption. Maybe get a picture of one of their players crying on the court afterward. Yeah, who was there? I want to say Nick Collison, but it wasn't them. Who was on that team that...
What year was that? 2000 and...
Let's find out.
I think
it was 2006.
2006 roster?
Find out.
I think that was...
Yeah, because Adam Morrison was drafted 3rd overall in 2006.
Let's see who's on this team. Abdul Hamid, Aaron Aflalo was on that team. Darren Collison.
Oh, Darren Collison. That's what I want to say. Nick Collison.
Darren Collison. Russell Westbrook was on that team as a freshman. Interesting.
Really? That's bizarre.
Fun fact you didn't know.
That's wild.
That is wild.
Did he leave after his sophomore year?
Probably.
So yeah, he went to school to UCLA 2006 to 2008.
Yeah, 2 years.
Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that, and I watched that game live. I didn't cry.
I mean, it's probably like our team this year, where we have probably at least 2 more NBA guys on our bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys were gonna lose anyway, man.
If I had to guess, it would be Greg and is Strother the forward?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the numbers. Is he our number 0? He's like the lanky forward.
Yeah, he's number 0. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that dude's pretty. I think that guy's got a nice game.
Is that the dude with the crazy dad?
I don't know.
Archer, I don't think. I think
guy.
so. I mean, it just doesn't look like Gonzaga is gonna get much resistance before they get to the championship game. I mean, if USC keeps playing the way that they do, then it's going to be an easy game for them. And even with Michigan, I had Michigan beating them, but without their point guard, I think it's going to be really tough for Michigan to do it. But honestly, would have rather much seen a Michigan Gonzaga final, in my opinion. But that's just me.
I mean, we'll probably get that in the Final Four.
Yeah, and I feel like I want Baylor so that if Baylor loses before the championship, I feel like people will say, well, the Zags never faced Baylor. So I mean, that's why I want Baylor in the championship.
I got you.
It'd be a really good matchup too, because they shot the highest percentage from three, and they played pretty good defense for the most part. And I feel like the team that's going to beat Gonzaga has to shoot well from three, and they're going to have to play good defense.
Well, look what's happening. USC, what are they shooting from three right now? And they're just getting fucking. I mean, they were also playing shit offense, anyways. But
they were also shooting like an absurd percentage from three over their last three games. They won their last three games in the tournament by like 15, 20 points.
Well, the combined is 64 points plus 64.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, it's also wild that we put. I think I read a Jay Billis tweet that said that we put up 30 points in the paint in the first half, and USC's average is 36 points in the paint over a full game. Yeah.
Well, did you see that stat after last game? That was our 26th game in a row winning by double digits.
Yeah, I mean, the only game we didn't win by double digits this year, I think, is the West Virginia game.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we were up by double digits that game, and then they like hit a couple shots late.
Yeah, that one ended up being close. Yeah. I would have liked to see them go on a longer run in the tournament. Like,
yeah.
Well, who did?
They lost to Syracuse in the
that's
second
right.
round,
Yeah,
I think.
Syracuse is good, but I would have liked to see West Virginia.
Don't be hating on.
I feel like they ran into a bad matchup there.
Yeah, that is kind of an unfortunate draw.
Yeah.
Because what was Syracuse? What are they? 11
They were like 11.
They're an 11 seed, but
they took out my Sweet 16 team.
Who?
The first
never bet against Buddy Bayheim.
San Diego State.
Oh,
You're
always putting the Aztecs to go far.
My bracket was doing well the first day, and then Illinois losing was the first warning shot, and that because they were in my championship, and then Alabama losing to you. I could have almost saved my bracket picks if Alabama had been able to pull out a Final Four appearance, but they hit that game tying shot versus UCLA and then just allowed like 20 points in OT.
Yeah, didn't they lose by 20? Or
they lost by double digits after going to OT.
Going to overtime. That's embarrassing.
It was like 23 points from UCLA in OT, which is like the most in like 20 or 30 years. And Alabama was like super highly ranked throughout the entire year.
I was gonna see where Alabama's strength of schedule was. They were 24. I was gonna say because if they didn't have a good strength of schedule, that's where you lose overtime games. I feel like.
No, they were good. I think UCLA's just been a really solid team.
Expedia.
Also, USC was in the top, I think, 15 teams for Ken Pong this year in adjusted efficiency.
They play like it, except for this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me see.
Down 19 right now. Game about to start soon. Second half, we going with Gonzaga just dominating.
I think our defense is pretty underrated too because our offense is so good, but we're rated 7th in adjusted defense.
And you see all those cookies
rookies in the first 10 minutes.
Timmy and Watson both stripped their guards, like I think multiple times.
Timmy did it twice.
Okay, so USC was actually 6th in adjusted efficiency. They had the 14th best offense and 4th best defense.
Pittsburgh got a little bit going.
And as
Yeah,
for what it's worth,
hopefully that last 3 minutes of the first half helps Pittsburgh's confidence going into the second.
yeah, I think Kispert works a lot better when he's not like I mean, he can be our go-to option, but I feel like he's better when he's off ball and just like playing off of other people.
When he can spot up, he's like so fucking good.
Yeah.
Because then he either pulls the trigger or then he fakes it, shot fakes and drives, and then it's like easy bucket either way.
Yeah. Hey, what's crazy is that out of the Elite Eight, the top 6 teams besides Illinois were in the Elite Eight for Ken Palm. Houston was ranked 4th.
Wait, say that again?
In the top 6 of Ken Palm efficiency, every team besides Illinois made it.
Oh,
to
wow.
the Elite Eight. Because Houston was 4, USC was 6, Michigan was 3rd, and Baylor was 2nd. That's first.
Wow.
Here, screen.
Loyal of Chicago is actually number 10 too.
I gotta hit that back door.
But I mean,
Sister Jean couldn't get it done. So.
Yeah, I mean, if Michigan ends up pulling it out, they have the 7th rated offense, 8th rated defense, and then Baylor has the number 3 offense, and actually the 28th defense, which is kind of surprising.
What is our defense, did you say?
7th, actually.
Another USC turnover. Oh, damn. So we're 1 and 7? Jesus.
Yeah.
But Baylor's 2 and 4.
No, they're 3 and 28. Their defense is 28.
That's what you just said. Sorry, yeah.
Michigan is 7 and 8.
Oh, 7 and 8, yeah.
But Michigan also lost one of their forwards that ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sucks for him.
oh, hit that.
Jeez, just starting off hot already.
There's the spot up. Oh, the Stockton.
There's Stockton.
Obligatory, one of the 10 obligatory pans to the Stocktons per game.
Yep. Man.
I'm surprised he came out for this.
You know, the crazy story is one of our friends could have dated a Stockton. That's the crazy thing.
That is true. It would have been Sean.
It definitely would have been Sean. But he's a committed man.
Oh, wait, maybe I'm on the same time. What time are you guys at in the game right now?
18:30.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I just...
There we go.
You just actually press live. And you're actually there.
Forward a little bit. I was like, oh, I can actually forward like 30 seconds.
Kevin, you're absolutely right.
PM likes that 30-second delay, so no one tells them what's going on.
Well, usually there is a delay with YouTube TV, but I just decided to see if I could do it.
Ooh.
Move it forward.
Yeah, I know. I'm on YouTube TV.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck yes.
What a pass.
Let's go.
Like I don't want him to get a technical, but I'm not sure how that's not a technical. I guess because he's not doing it to the player.
He's not doing it toward anyone. He's doing it to the
fans.
crowd. He's doing it to his fans, baby.
He's really trying to get that date with the Stockton daughter.
With Laura.
Keep in mind that Kispert and Timmy.
Did she have a shot to play WNBA yet? I didn't ever follow
I think she
her
went.
after.
I think she went. She went to European places. I don't know if yeah.
They need a timeout already.
Dude, I thought Ayai was gonna be out for the game. Dude, that he came down on his face.
If they did like a Ken Palm adjustment on our team, AI is our most valuable player.
I don't know. Do they do like advanced statistics for college basketball? They must. I don't know if that info is available though. Because can't you do like win shares or something?
Probably.
Jeez.
Need to get some of the European soccer guys over here to do stats like that.
Yeah. Basketball has been taken over by analytics.
All sports is. They did the baseball.
Not USA Soccer.
That's done on
Fucking
heart and
pitiful.
character. Heart and character. Don't you ever say that, PM. Heart
Dude, we
and character.
could have gone to the Olympics and actually won the gold medal if we put all of our full strength toward winning the. Now we're not even gonna make it.
It's the American pride issue.
Yeah, I was reading that it was also because of FIFA, because they don't require teams to require teams to release people for Olympic qualification, but they do have for like any sort of U.S. men's national team duty, which seems stupid. But it's apparently because they don't want to compete with the World Cup, so they're intentionally diluting the Olympics.
It's fixed for the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also like, come on, we're like losing to like Honduras.
Yeah. Oh, we're losing to trash teams. Yeah.
I mean, we lost to Trinidad and Tobago to not make the World Cup.
That is way worse than losing to Honduras.
Yeah, that was the wildest sequence of events too, because like in one of the games that we needed them to win, like they got scored on off of like the keeper's back, and then
and we'll get back to their conversation in just a second. But just to kind of reiterate, guys, you know, right now Gonzaga is playing absolutely beautiful basketball right now. They're finding the open cutters, they're getting the steals that they need, and they're really forcing USC to really try to dig in and try to find something other than the Mobley brothers to get them going. You know, one thing that is frustrating, I would say, to watch, to kind of look at is USC hasn't really done a good job of, you know, creating new offensive ways. I understand that, you know, you have your playbook, you run all the stuff in there, but you got to find a different way to get your guy Mobley the ball, because this is just looking very pitiful. And right now it's just looking very disgusting in terms of trying to get him in there right now. In terms of kind of NBA news, we know that Andre Drummond did sign with the LA Lakers. And meanwhile, LaMarcus Aldridge signed with the Brooklyn Nets. So there's a lot of trade rumors that we will talk about, or I should say, you know, kind of rumors like that we will talk about in tomorrow's episode. Today it's just more of a live stream for college basketball, and we'll see. Let's see what USC can do.
Their defense against this Gonzaga team. Gonzaga is just relentless with their.
Damn, we're shooting 55. What's our season average? 53.
Over 50. I don't know what.
They're actually shooting a better 3-point percentage than we are right now.
Yeah, but how many have they taken? Like 2?
No, they've taken. Oh no, now we just. Pittsburgh's made 3. We're ahead of them. They're 3 of 10. We're 3 of 9. Doesn't feel like we've missed that many threes, but Suggs missed like 2 in a row.
Suggs pulled up to make it a 29-point game in the first half with like 32 seconds left in the shot clock. And I was telling Bernie, if that was anyone else, you probably would have pulled him for the game.
No, it would. If it was Pittsburgh or Suggs, it would be fine. But if literally anybody else, they would have got pulled.
If Cook did that, he'd pull him.
Oh God, he probably wouldn't play the rest of the game.
Yeah, he actually hasn't played as much as I thought he might over the course of the.
At what point do you put in the bench warmers to get in there?
I have no idea. Because you got to toe that fine line of resting people and not getting them injured, but also.
I think if we're up by like 30, if we're up by like
give all the guys that were running the practice squad some run, man. Let them have some love.
I think if we're up by 30 plus with like 10 minutes left, he'll put out like Strother and like maybe.
What about Greg? Get Ben Greg out there again.
He might put up Greg. He might put out Greg if they still have Mobley in. I actually think that's
follow. He's not technical enough, so maybe.
Yeah, he missed his one chance last game where he let the pass go through his hands. He could be real nice though if he ended up staying all 4 years.
Yeah, he could. I think he's one of those guys that might, but he also could go to Europe. So.
Yeah.
He was part of the like NBA Africa Development League, wasn't he?
I think something like that.
Or he went to like the NBA Academy in Africa or something.
Yeah, he was from he's from like a little island, Mali, I think.
Yeah, Mali. I don't think it's an island, but yeah, small country.
Yeah. Their zone has just been getting absolutely torn apart.
Yeah, I don't know why they continue to like. It's almost kind of like banging like a, I don't know what you call it, like a square peg in a round hole.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you know, at some point you do have to make some sort of coaching adjustment, whether that's you bring like you maybe you go to a 2-3 instead of a 3-2, because I think they're running a 3-2. But I could be wrong on that. I have to really watch the film again. But
gotta get in the film, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm getting the film, I better be getting paid for it.
You gotta do the Eric Spoelstra video duty.
Imagine with watching us pick apart this zone. Imagine the score of us versus the Huskies this year. We would have won by. We might have won by 100.
Dude, it's crazy how many guys from Yikes. But as I was saying, it's kind of crazy how many guys are just entering the transfer portal from UW. I feel like half their team is already gone.
Or more, yeah, it's insane. That time Mobley had an sucks for Hop, but I mean, apparently he just can't cut it. I don't know.
You can't just cut it in the big league. You can't coach the English game.
No, he can't.
Wow.
He needs to go back to France. Ooh, I like the creative pass there, but I wouldn't have liked it if we weren't
just
up
missed it on the
23.
placement.
Yeah.
Here we go, Kesford on Mobley here.
Oh, he's D'ing him up.
Can they do it at the next level?
Nope. Nope.
Those arms are too long. Those legs are too long.
He's too long.
Ooh. Hit Suggs.
I'd be okay if Suggs didn't shoot another 3.
Yay!
Isn't that Suggs' biggest thing?
Travel.
Saying is his 3-point game.
I think they just want to see more consistency, probably. But then, yeah. I mean, I think his form and everything is there. It's just the consistency that's not there.
But he's 19 years old, so.
Yeah. I'm just really surprised USC didn't try and slow this game down from the start.
No, they were shooting 10 seconds into the shot
early.
Consistently, yeah.
Yeah, Kispert has not been on today, but it's whatever.
Doesn't need to be when Drew Timmy, the mustache man's been killing it for you guys.
And hopefully this means that he gets hot next game.
Yeah. I think what's crazy too is that because we have so many people that aren't really 3-point shooters, but any one of them could go off on any night. It makes it harder.
Yeah. It does, because we don't have that like Kevin Pangos where he's like the spot-up shooter.
Or it's like, or I was talking more in terms of like, oh, if we shut Kesper down, that means like, you know, we'll do a good job offensively. Like, it's just not true because there's just too many guys.
Yeah, totally.
And we're too good at passing for them to really run zone. Because I think one weakness we have is like not an excellent.
What? I don't even know what he's trying to do there.
No, what the fuck was that?
Should have just went up with him.
That was brother to brother too. They should have that dialed.
Ugh. Oh, get this Timmy mustache thing out my face. Get that Timmy mustache out my face, dude.
PM, I don't think
that's a crime.
I've ever seen a better passing Zags team.
Oh no, there's no way.
And I think that is all. Not all, but like Timmy is a huge part of that because we've never had a passing big like him.
Until Chet.
And Shemek Karnowski. Just kidding.
Oh no.
I should tell Camden that it goes Shemek and then Timmy for
best bigs of all time. The best Gonzaga bigs of all time.
Uh-huh.
Sean will probably argue that it's Brandon Clark.
Oh, he probably will. He's up there though. Slightly, he played a different
style
role than Timmy does though.
Yeah.
They would be excellent next to each other.
Yeah, next to each other.
My
that
gosh.
would be fucking insane.
Because Clark could hide the rim protection deficiencies of Timmy, and Timmy has the inside and all-around offensive game that I think Clark doesn't really have as much.
Yeah. What would Nigel's role be on this team right now? I was wondering that last game.
Nigel could definitely play similarly to how Nemhart does.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
off the bench.
Which is funny because he was the dude when he was a senior. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that just wouldn't be the case anymore.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, he obviously brought us to a fucking national championship.
Ben, that is a nasty elbow.
Ben got
he looks
gangrene.
like he kind of.
He definitely looks so
He looks, yeah, he looks right at Gareth Bale just
Got somebody?
what is that? I think it's during a friendly or like a qualifier, but Gareth Bale like looks behind him, looks at the guy, and then goes up for a header and just elbows this dude straight in the face. And it's yeah, no, it's the guy. It's the guy from the Rangers game that abused.
And just to kind of let's go into some more NBA news and rumor stuff as we continue to watch. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show right now. Of course, this is your boy Bernie here. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We also had an interesting scenario come up for the Warriors. They'd actually rejected an offer for Spencer Dinwiddie for Kelly Oubre. There was a trade offer that, the Warriors were kind of interested in getting rid of Kelly Oubre. There was some mutual interest. And they thought that they were, he's too valuable to the Warriors, I think, and that's the reason why they didn't pull it up. Tomorrow, I think we're going to talk about this Kevin Durant news, because this to me is like him and Michael Rappaport. Like, it's just, we got to talk about it, but we'll talk about it a little bit later as the game is just back on.
Well, you can see the dunks and layups tonight, the inside shots.
The first time, it's just not even close to the same. Or even like when they played Texas Tech, just how they're like, oh gosh, this game's gonna be close.
Yeah. I mean, it is insane that we're a completely, and not unrecognizable, but almost unrecognizable program to when we graduated, and it's been 4 years.
I mean, it's just turning 4 years, and the program is basically completely changed.
And it's no coincidence that 4 years ago we went to the national championship.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, I don't even think the next year after the national championship we got. Like,
wasn't that when we lost to Tech? Or no, that was
no. What was the year after?
It's hard with the last year not having a tournament. I'm trying to remember.
Bang!
Oh, Kispert hit that. Let's go.
It was actually Kispert's first year. That was the first year after our natty run.
Oh, okay.
Give me a Greg.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Give me Ben Greg. It's already time.
Yeah, he's first year too, huh?
Yeah.
Those are the only two dudes
Wow.
that are left.
That's gotta be so frustrating.
Jesus Christ. What a nightmare.
Dude, they just know.
Yeah,
and they look,
USC looks like they've given up.
They looked so good in their first 3 games, where I was like, this is, I mean, I still expect us to win, and probably by double digits, but I thought it was going to be like a fight to kind of get there.
I agree.
But outside of Mobley, I don't think anyone for USC is looking good at all. Look at that passing though. It's just their zone is just
taka.
Yeah, their zone is just like not effective at all at what it's trying to do.
That dude's probably got the ugliest 3-point shot I've ever seen in my life.
He has an ugly shot, but he hits sometimes.
Oh,
yeah,
Nemhart, throw it off the backboard, boy.
The key word is sometimes on that. That jumper is just too ugly, man.
I don't know if I could oop unless it was a perfect toss.
I already went up once.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh, bro,
it's a
forever in a close game. He's gonna kill us.
Yeah. Although we've had better free throw shooting this year than we have in the past few years.
Because Kispert shoots like 89%.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's a lot of garbage time fouls probably on him.
Man, they didn't want to come back and get the ball. They already left.
No. Yeah, they're halfway through the tunnel.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's a freshman.
Is that not 10 seconds?
Oh wait, no, don't call it.
No, it's a 10-second
Yeah, we
call.
shouldn't have called it.
No, don't
I
call
think
it.
that was a 12-second call.
Egbon Polo had just checked in for Coach Andy Enfield and turned it
Dunk
over
City, baby.
the lead, as you can see,
Yeah,
for
that's
Gonzaga.
him.
It has been that way and is high.
And then I remember
23.
Well, look, they're finally playing man. It only took them until the end of the game to start playing some other defense.
They said 20-point game with 12 minutes left. We'll start. We'll change something up.
They're like, all right, fine. We're going to play a different style. No ties, no lead changes. Biggest lead 23. Like, wow.
Oh my God, Watson. Another fucking.
Oh, there we go. Safety.
Oh, bro.
Oh,
That's
that was a good idea. Bad pass.
Dude, USC looks fucking tired.
In terms of like,
Oh my God.
He says it looked a little bit sloppier in this half, and we're up by 21 still.
Drew Timmy's got 21.
I mean, kind of like the World Cup, maybe.
Drew Timmy gets a
What's
player.
his name? Cherry
Does Drew
Show?
Timmy get play of the tournament?
I think if we win the tournament, he definitely gets it. Oh, another block. That was he had his hand on his
That's a
back.
foul, and it will go on Anton Watson. Drew Timmy, 9 of 17.
Yeah,
Look
like
at this move.
that's a freshman, dude. That's a senior going against a freshman.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, we're not giving any promo to these commercials. Sorry, phone brand that I will not name.
Who is that? Apple?
This commercial always
I cannot
makes the
say.
dog go fucking nuts. The first time he heard it, he was like, "What the fuck is happening?" It's okay, bud.
Yeah. Other than the bench for USC has only gotten him 2 points. So that's gotta tell you something.
Have they even been playing their bench?
I mean, they've been playing a little bit. I'm not sure how many. I can't see minutes wise. I'm not sure why they won't show me minutes.
Here,
But
let me see. I can see it. So they got 4 guys with 24 plus minutes. A couple guys with 1450. So they've only been changing out 2 dudes really, and then a couple
Yeah.
guys with 7 minutes.
it's just like the starters just haven't done anything. I mean, Mobley's gotten you 11 points, 5-8 shooting. So like that, Gonzaga's done a really good job of keeping away Mobley from getting any sort of paint touches, any sort of offensive ability. Meanwhile, guys like Peterson went 4 for 12, hasn't really done too much. Drew Peterson, the dude with the funky jumper, hasn't really done much. I mean, I know that he's like their 3-point shooter, he's their dude, but it's a little sad to watch.
Good.
It's a little sad to watch. Definitely. I mean, I want to look at this bracket one more time and just see who they could have played. I mean, who Gonzaga could have played instead, because this is just ridiculous.
I mean, it was either Iowa, Virginia, or who was their 3 seed?
It wasn't going to be Virginia.
No, it would have been like it would have been Kansas or Iowa.
Oh, Kansas. I
Could have been
didn't think
could have been
Iowa-
Eastern Washington.
I didn't think it was gonna be Iowa because I just don't think that they had the defense. and
Should have
they showed
been
that.
should have been Eastern Washington. And a nice little
I think we got
It might be
East
a better
battle.
game if it was Eastern Washington.
the Eastern game was actually close between Kansas though, right?
Yeah, for a
This
little
could have
bit.
been Oregon. I forgot that USC beat Oregon last game. I shouldn't have forgot that.
Oregon
already,
only
but-
put up Oregon barely scored in that game though.
Yeah, 68.
It could have been VCU, but
One-
they got cheated.
Yeah.
I'll look
With
back
the
30
shaft.
years ago tonight, one of the most memorable games in college basketball history.
Yikes, Bernie, 53% on your bracket.
I can't.
Yeah,
I still can't
it's
believe.
not good.
I still can't believe we shat on Crate.
That's better than-
as we did.
Yeah.
Undefeated season,
I mean, I also
I think
can't believe that we're
teams
shitting on
underestimate.
us.
Well, I feel like people underestimate our
minutes and 6
people underestimate
away
our
from the final 4.
our defense.
The last one was
Because all I
Kansas
remember
14,
hearing was
has
like
a
Crane's
chance
offense is good.
undefeated
Crane's
to
offense
go
is
to
good. And it's like
30
Well, yeah, but our offense is historically good, and we actually have a top 10 defense.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it just gets lost in the mix because our offense is so fucking good that people forget that we're all. Yeah.
This Peterson guy looks like a greaser.
Yeah, he does. He's one of the Jets.
I don't know. Jets of the Shark. Dude, it's weird because like he holds the ball like out from away from his body. Like when you see shooters, usually you keep it close to you and then you shoot up. But he's like the ball is basically away from him, and it's just crazy that he's able to get that off in college.
He looks like he's got a Connor Griffin release a little bit.
Now we got the zone back. we got the zone back. They should have just stayed to man.
Yeah. Yeah, they weren't losing. They weren't like we weren't gaining as much ground when they were playing man.
Also, they're gonna have to do more.
Craziness in the tournament. It literally could be 3 1-seeds and a 2.
It could.
Which is stupid.
Wow. Another missed 3.
PM thinks it's scripted.
I don't think it's scripted, but
He thinks life is scripted.
Oral Roberts should have won.
We're in a
They
simulation.
should have beaten Arkansas.
I know. Oral Roberts was the Cinderella team I was rooting for.
Yeah, they were actually good. They were fun to watch, and that
were
dude's
fun to
definitely
watch.
best yet.
Oh, A. Smith is he's definitely an NBA guy. He might not be Steph Curry, but Steph Curry-esque.
He may not be Steph Curry, but he could be Seth Curry.
Yeah, he could be Steph Curry. He could be Cliff Paul.
Or it could be Drake from State Farm. All right, come on, coach. Time to put in the bench.
52%
Yeah.
tonight for Gonzaga. Eating that clock. 3 by Suggs.
All right, Suggs. Oh,
Yeah, don't do that, bro.
no, if that went in, I was like, bring in everyone.
The NBA scout's been in his dad's ear too much about his three-point game.
That was a long 3-point shot by Suggs.
Let's see, they're running zipper.
You'll take that, but now you've got to score on this end.
There you go, the zipper. They tried to set a little zipper for Evan Mobley right there, and it just didn't. Got the look they wanted off
Even
that
on a
zipper.
mismatch.
They got the zipper look that they wanted there. Wow.
Suggs with the bump, and then
God.
he couldn't get it.
If he could have finished it, he's so fucking strong.
He uses his body really well.
Oh,
Oh, in the face.
Jesus. That was some throw-on-throw crime right there.
oh, what a terrible.
Stop that big.
Did
from
you hear?
getting to
Did
the
you hear
rim.
one of the SC players just yelled, "I'm wide open, bro," after he missed that shot.
Hey, man.
They are falling apart.
Oh, come on, Ayayi, you got to give me that 3-point play. Make it a 30-point game.
69. No, he didn't want to. He's gonna miss this on purpose.
Hey.
Oh, that is definitely an elbow to the face. You know when he raises his hands, he's guilty.
Yeah. That's,
Ooh, yeah.
Kevin,
You just
talked
laughed.
earlier how Ayayi is from France. He's from Bordeaux, France. And actually, when he was looking at Spokane,
Oh, he's from Bordeaux.
him saying, "Watch out, it's a small
Yeah,
town,"
some
but
good
he
wine.
He's a
likes it
wine-
because
big
it
wine guy.
reminds him
Big wine guy.
even more
He's actually a
about
PSG
because
fan. I
it's been
remember
almost
that
2 years
one
since
time I
Yeah,
met
he
him.
would
We
wear
talked about FIFA.
back in
PSG
Bordeaux
shirt.
because of the pandemic. He says as soon as things are done,
Told him we were
He-
gonna play in FIFA, and he's like, "Yeah, as long as I got PSG." I was like,
Huh.
dang, bro.
He
you're
would
one
like
of those
PSG.
guys.
Gonzaga,
Yeah,
PSG.
you're like,
Coincidence?
Bordeaux has a team.
Coincidence? I think
Yeah,
not.
they do. They're in League One too, but it is a farmers league, so.
Please keep away from soccer hot takes on the chart.
That is Isaiah Mobley.
That's you and Ben. I could hear you two in the background and mute you.
He had 11 points. So those are his first
You've been
points.
muted for these
How many points he got now? 11.
11. They've been so bad because that's their offense. They can't if those guys
it
aren't getting doubled or like there's no action with them where you're taking away a help side defender to to hit Peterson or to hit these other guys. Then the team is just bummy.
They're exposed.
It took them this far though, at least for a team that wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. I'm finally glad some teams did their scouting report on the Trojans and then realized how terrible they are.
I think that's definitely one aspect of Gonzaga that has changed. We did not used to have like game plan specific.
No, we definitely change our game.
And
depending
not
on our
only
opponent now.
and not only that, but we switch things in the half too.
Yeah.
And our in-game adjustments usually, I think, in the years leading up, have not been as good. So I feel like our support staff has been really good.
Yeah, it's whoever. Yeah, it's definitely not a few thing because obviously he hasn't changed. But like,
yeah, he hasn't changed.
But bringing on like
similar-minded coaches,
staff that can do that and that, you know, dedicated to scouting other teams and knowing their flaws and weaknesses is probably what's come with more and more money.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely an advantage to get that scouting because you can really really make those adjustments, especially if you have a guy like Mark Few who seems to be a nut in terms for basketball.
A black and white guy.
Yeah.
It's a pretty obvious that USC does not have that staff.
You could tell the Pac-12 does not have any of those guys on staff.
Yeah.
They basically just come out in their split flops and sandals and are like, all right, let's walk through the offense really quick.
That's because they got they hire all those dudes, the prospects dads, you know.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, this is finally the one time where USC finally got one of those prospects and actually panned out for them in the tournament. Because before they were always struggling to get in there.
Oregon State had that too, that situation, didn't they? What's his name? Thompson? His dad was a coach.
Where's Mark Few's son? Does he have a son?
Yeah, he does.
Is he already past college?
No, he's probably like around that age though. End of high school, college.
Let's see. Could he be a Buddy Boeheim? That's the biggest question.
No, Mark Few's like 6 foot.
Hey, if he has heart.
That's true. But Buddy Boeheim would not be as good if he weren't as tall as he is.
True. He's got 3 sons.
Oh, I knew he had 3 kids. I didn't know they were all boys.
Well, he's got 3 boys and 1 daughter, so some WNBA,
4 kids.
WNBA and some NBA. You got some ballers in there.
Did you say how old they are?
I think they're young.
I'm sure he didn't start having kids until the 2000s.
Oh, then they're probably either at that age of being a senior, or maybe they're at least one of them at least.
But he might get kicked off the team because he's only 4 for 12, and I don't know that they're allowed to play for Gonzaga. Excuse me, 5 for 14 if your shooting percentage.
Yeah, their first son was born in 2000. Then 2002, daughter in 2006, and then another boy in 2009.
Well, they better hope that 2009 kid pans out. They're up by 20. All right, let's get the guys in there.
This might be bench time.
Let's get the boys in there. Let's get the boys in there right now.
Dude, they're still going inside.
Like I said, they don't know anything else. The coach just doesn't know how to make adjustments.
Yeah.
But
I was watching some of the highlights from Florida Gulf Coast, though. I was just like, this is unbelievable passing for a team like this to be.
Why is Jalen Suggs going back into the game?
Because we got to pulverize them by like 30, and then the bench guys can play.
I can't believe Jalen was worried about the spread.
Well, that USC guy definitely ended the prospects of us seeing another
Right now, you just let it rip, right? I mean,
You can't be within 20, unless it's like, I guess, under like 3.
Hey!
This entire game has been like different members of our team just penetrating the zone at will. They don't really have the personnel to run the zone. They have too many guys that are kind of short.
Team in the West Coast Conference to figure out an undefeated season in the regular season.
Oh, Cook.
San Francisco in the mid-50s.
All right, Few. Draw something up.
National Championship. The Bleacher Report app is home to all the action from around the tournament. Find your community by following your teams. Fan easier, fan faster, fan better. Download the Bleacher Report app today.
Download the Bleacher app report today. Timmy!
2. Oh. And a guy gets the board.
There was 4 Trojans around the fucking basket, and we just got the board.
You've got to get the rebound. They've got 11 offensive rebounds.
Sorry, is cursing allowed, Bernie, on the stream?
No, but you've been saying it too much, so it is what it is at this point.
Kispert's. Come on, man. Kispert's draft stock not looking great this game.
Isaiah Mobley shot is long.
Isaiah Mobley.
Coming up next, Michigan and UCLA.
Well, hopefully the next game will be a little competitive.
They were already talking about the next game. There's like 5 minutes left in this.
That's sad.
Hey,
Well,
look, we were 20 of 37 in the first half, and now we're only 8 of 22. We're still only up by 19.
Number 23 in the final AP poll. Hadn't been ranked in a while. They got as high as number 20 this season.
One more. Ah, man, there's... Whoa.
Slow. Ooh, who would have thought that guy could have done that?
It's kind of a staple, though.
Their USC has got to be, this stat probably doesn't exist, but their wingspan on their dudes is like so long.
That's probably why they run that. I mean, that's probably you run the zone. Like,
yeah.
You see Hopkins, like, a couple of years ago had kind of that length, and now that he doesn't.
Ooh, what a good finish. I say leave Corey in to get some confidence.
Boy, this Suggs is fun to
She has 18 points. I feel like that's a lot for how not amazing I think he's been playing.
7 assists, 8 rebounds, and Suggs has 15 points.
For who? For Suggs?
No, for Kispert. He is 18. I feel like he hasn't played that well.
Got those free throw 15s.
Isaiah Mobley goes up and was hammered. So he sticks with basketball, and here he is playing on the #1 team in the country and a chance to go unbeaten. Looks like they're going to make a trip, another one to the Final Four, and he is at the very root of their success this season.
What's his stat line?
Who?
15. Oh, that's Suggs. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was saying Kispert didn't have a great game, but he put up 18.
Feel like it. Yeah, how the hell?
Yeah, Suggs has like at least 5 or 6 assists or rebounds each, and
Suggs almost got a double-double. If he gets one more rebound, he's got a double-double.
Is it free tacos at Spokane?
No, man, that's
no, it's the
threes.
3-point meter.
How many 3-pointers do we have? I don't think we have 10.
Not enough for tacos, I don't think.
No way.
No, you've only made 6.
Yes, 6. 10 for tacos. Back in the Kevin Pangos days, he would do that by himself some games. It seemed like.
48% shooting for Gonzaga. So 55% normally a floater inside, firing and hitting on the fly.
Nice.
This is just...
I hope AI has a good NBA career.
If he could be a nice 3-and-D guy,
He
he's
might
got
be
one.
leaving if we win.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, didn't he
USC
think about he
is
almost
just
did
not
last year, didn't he?
I think it was more just like, what should I work on, rather than like, oh, I'm losing.
All right,
that's
Mark.
what him and Kispert both did.
All right, Mark Few. Let's
Which
put in
makes sense.
let's put in the bench guys now. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
We should have the bench guys in 4 minutes.
Mark Few just doesn't want those guys to shine. Oh, here we go.
gotta
Oh, no,
keep 'em-
man.
keep
This is a
'em humble.
timeout.
Oh, I think Greg.
No, that was a timeout.
I thought Greg was
You could
coming
tell.
in.
You could tell that timeout was coming. Greg was like, all right,
Here's my time.
here's my time to get on the...
Get some screen time. 15 minutes.
that 15 seconds of just, hey, here I am. Man. Well, viewership is slowly dwindling, which I don't blame you guys. This has been a bit of a blowout here. But I think if that's the case, I think we're just going to end the stream. Want to thank Anthony and PM for coming on the show. Thank you so much, guys.
Sorry for the curse words.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
he-
gonna have to contact my agent because I don't want to be associated with the stream with cursing. My brand
Yeah.
will be irreputably harmed.
Yeah, the joke is done. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it here for the charge. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate everybody that's kind of tuned in and stayed tuned into the channel. I do apologize that I haven't been streaming as much. I want to say that, with everything going on right now, that I really do appreciate people that tuned into the stream, tuned in to watch, and I really appreciate everybody that was coming into the show. But anyway, guys, like I said, my name is Bernie. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Also remember to hit that like button. Let's hopefully see if the bench players will come in, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace, everybody.